Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast.
Woo.
My name is John.
My name is Dante.
A little throwback for you here. Ready? Oh, is this on?
Check.
Is this on?
Check 1 2. Is this on?
Welcome everybody. This is
Hi.
episode. What did I say? 96.
96.
I feel like I haven't said the episode number in a while, but now we're getting close to that big 100.
We're getting close to episode 100. We're getting close to 2 years of the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah,
up.
right. Yeah. Let's look at when was episode 1?
Because 52, it would be 100. Episode 104.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So yeah, we're
Just out of
8 away
curiosity.
from that.
The exact date of the first episode was November 17th.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Wow. The return.
Crazy day.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
We're not back because we've been here.
we've
Been here.
Before we get too
Ooh.
deep into it, I want to let everyone know this is this week's free episode. If you want this episode ad-free, as well as an entire other bonus episode, where we're chatting a lot about movies.
A lot of movie
episode,
talk this week.
Head to patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling for $5.99 a month. You get the entire back catalog. But enough of that.
Yep.
No plugs. Let's get right into some wrestling, huh?
Let's do it.
My favorite piece of news to come out is WWE. Their contract with Def Rebel is apparently coming to
Let's
an
go!
end. They're not re-signing it, whatever verbiage you want to use, but Def Rebel will be done. And the quote I saw was like, they will be moving back to going with real bands and real artists.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah. It's always been shocking to me how like they're the most profitable they've ever been in the company's history.
Right.
Like they're making dumb
Bragging
fucking money.
about it.
It's a multi-billion-dollar
Just
company.
signed a $5 billion deal with Netflix.
Right. And you can't afford to pay fucking Mercy Drive or Saliva or whatever, you know what I
Just
mean?
Either bring back Jim Johnston, his son,
For sure.
or just have artists, regular artists, make songs for
I would
for
say
wrestlers.
I like having them. Like I don't think everyone needs like you know
a certain specific artist, right?
But I think if you have a certain level of notoriety, if it fits you. But then what was nice about back in the day was you'd have the real artists, like you'd have the Mercy Drive, the 3-6 Mafia, the Saliva, matched with the Jim Johnson stuff.
Sure.
And it all, because Jim Johnson was great, it all blended in. So you didn't, you know what I mean? There wasn't a stark difference.
The greatest era of theme songs was probably 2000s when he was around. Yeah, man. I mean, listen. I know it's a contract thing. It's like, for a while, Def Rebel has just been absolutely being getting shit on, especially on Twitter and by the internet wrestling community. It's a long time coming. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. Took a while, but we got here. So it's just, I can't believe that they were employed for as long as they were.
I don't even know.
When did they start? Like late 2010s, maybe?
I don't even know what Def Rebel, like we keep saying
is
it.
Def
That's what I'm
Rebel?
saying. Okay,
It's a band. It's one band.
So I just didn't know if it was like a group of producers, I don't know. I generally don't know
because
what
they had
Def Rebel is.
CFO as well that was making music.
Def Rebel, why the band is hated by. Okay, so it is a band. Apparently, they have a Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, scroll up. Go back down a little bit. Go back for. Oh no, that's Spotify. I thought it said Wikipedia.
Just go to their wiki. It looks like it's a band, which is shocking to me.
WWE Music Group.
Oh, what the fuck? There's a record label, a TKO hold. Oh, we're getting to the thick of it here. John Cena's You Can't See. Anyway. No, this isn't worth getting into.
Damn, peaked at number 12 on the U.S. Billboard. That's insane.
Using the pseudonym since DJDTP. All right, hold on. All right, this is what this says. Historically, most WWE entrance themes have been created by Jim Johnston since the 1980s, while in recent times, themes have been written or performed by John Alacastro and Mike Laurie, known collectively as CFO $, or whatever, from 2012 to 2019. Since 2019, DJDTP, a music production company based in New York, is responsible for all themes used by WWE using the pseudonym Def Rebel.
Well, screw DJ DTP.
Yeah, I don't know what that is at all.
Fuck?
So that's kind of what
2019, 2020 is when I guess Def Rebel took over.
That's kind of what it sounded like. Is that it was just a corporate group of producers that you know what I mean?
Puppets.
I don't know why they're being called a band.
I don't
this
fucking
band is
know.
hated. Like who is
Who's that guy?
We're looking
that
at
looks
a
like the
picture.
guy from Smash Mouth.
Oh, I was gonna say Limp Bizkit.
Oh, that too, maybe.
But yeah, I think Smash Mouth makes more sense. Yeah, I don't know. CFO created some.
Who are the members? Who are those three guys?
That's the thing. We're looking at a picture of him, and one looks like a lawyer, one looks like the guy from Smash Mouth, and then one looks like
a DJ. Maybe.
I would say it looks like he's from the Chainsmokers or something.
Oh, could be from the Chainsmokers.
I don't fucking I don't know, but you know what's good
God
is
bless
we don't
them.
have to know.
Yeah,
because they're gone.
Out the door.
Out the door.
Not in our lives.
Who's
anymore.
getting the first real band?
Who?
You know what I mean? I mean, here's the thing. Like, at least Roman's Roman's the biggest star next to Cody, but Roman's theme fits.
Right. Yeah. No, they also just kind of changed it a little bit, so they won't update it again.
Roman's theme's good for him. Cody's is already a real band,
right? Exactly. And perfect for him. I'll go with like
Seth's is solid.
Maybe like a Drew McIntyre or something like that. Give him like
Drew.
a rock metal song. I know like the song he has now like isn't bad, but I feel like for his character right now, like he's had it for a long time, like kind of give him something maybe a little bit more edgy or a little more intimidating.
I got one. LA Knight.
Oh,
LA Knight having like a real song would be sick.
My only fear that they won't do is because they also just kind of tweaked.
They did
his.
yeah.
So it's like I don't know. Maybe they go crazy. Maybe once Def Rebel's out the door, WWE is just like, you know what? We do have all this money, like you mentioned. Let's just go off and get a bunch of guys new theme songs, a bunch of guys and girls.
Here's what I'm curious about. I mean, I think I know the answer, but like, I'd imagine while Def Rebel worked for WWE, all the creative licenses were just given to WWE. But like, I doubt this is the case, but I'll be curious if Def Rebel leaves, like the licenses go with them. Which I doubt that.
Yeah,
WWE
I feel like WWE is they have enough money to just buy it out.
They would buy it out or have them contracted out. But that would be wild. Like if they left and like, all right, well now we need 100 new theme songs by tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I doubt that. If that was the case, maybe they'd buy like a few songs, like the Roman Reigns one or something.
Sure, the ones that are like A+,
important, right? Yeah, I don't know, but
there's a lot of people that could use some revamping. I mean, again, AJ just got his revamp.
Which is not really good. We can make a laundry list of wrestlers that could have better theme songs, but this is honestly like perfect time too, because like the new Netflix deal is about to kick in, like big things happening in wrestling in general, like pretty another monumental thing.
I think people, or not people, but I think WWE underestimates like the power of a good theme song. You know,
it can be the biggest game changer for a superstar. Because like if you play a song, like the crowd's not going to pop to it if it's just like a generic whatever. But like you actually give them a song that's sick, they can sing along or like nod their head to, like that changes. And a lot. It
even like look at a Joe Hendry's case where his theme, I would argue again, like, this isn't anything to say about, you know, I'm not trying to say his in-ring work didn't blah blah, but in terms of virality and what got his name out there 100%. And projected him, it was 1,000% a huge his theme song / music video
skyrocketed,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like I wouldn't be surprised if maybe WWE saw something like that and was like, maybe we should invest a little more into these themes.
Again, they have the money for it and stuff, so it's like an investment you can look at it as. So
I would need Logan Paul to get a new theme. I think that's another he's in dire need.
Have Jake Paul rap.
Yeah, with the Disney Channel flow.
Could you imagine?
That'd be so sick.
But yeah, no, exciting times. That Def Rebel is out the door. So
sayonara, unless they sign someone worse.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
How do we feel about the new SmackDown logo?
I don't mind it.
People are shitting on it.
Really?
I like it.
I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's unique. It's different. I don't think it's really bad at all.
I like it.
I actually like the way that they combine the S and the D for the smack and the down. I think that's kind of...
So my brain, admittedly, didn't really process that was a D.
Smack sound.
That's kind of how I just kind of read it all out. Yeah. And then once someone was like, yeah, the D doesn't look good. I was like, there's a D in it?
Yeah. No, you have to look at it to kind of just like figure out what's going on. I don't think it's bad.
I think like I'm trying not to... let like nostalgia bias or just like I like it in my time and because like it is very, very future, you know. It's very 2024. It's very future. It's not like they went with like a vintage one.
Listen, they're on a new network and stuff like that.
I did think this was the new logo. I
like it more than that one personally.
I do like. You like this one more?
No, I like the other one more.
Oh, really? See,
Slightly.
I like this classic homage.
I don't think it's. I think a lot of people do just like compare it to like look at that. I mean, that's the classic. No, not that one.
Oh,
hold on, scroll back.
Like
yeah, right. Like
classic one?
That's the classic one for sure. It's like it's hard to compare and shit like that. Like they're not always gonna be.
But I think best. I think it makes sense. I think it's I'm curious what Raw is gonna look like when they move to Netflix. If they really give Raw a big change, so I imagine if they change SmackDown.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I've seen it with like when it's just the S too. I don't know if you've seen that going around.
No.
It looks cool. Yeah. I don't even the theme. I couldn't tell you the theme now, but
isn't it Meg the Stallion?
Is it?
I thought I saw something that said I didn't watch the intro to the show, but I saw a tweet saying that it's Meg the Stallion.
I definitely heard it in the time, but I definitely couldn't recall. Let's see. There's a new era. SmackDown brand new intro video. Oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion and RM of BTS.
I didn't know that part.
It's gonna be an ad. Top comment: I miss when Raw and SmackDown had cool metal or rock themes. Oh, that's the biggest thing I heard too, is that people were mad that it's not like a rock theme.
I honestly haven't heard the theme yet. I just saw people saying that Meg the Stallion was.
You'll hear it in 1 second.
I really hope I don't hate it.
This is different than I remember. This is the theme?
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I thought I could have sworn I heard something different.
I don't like it.
It doesn't. Is this?
It's on WWE's thing. So
Never Play by Megan Thee Stallion featuring RM of BTS.
Oh, I don't know if I like this, guys.
Oh, I don't like it.
I don't either. Roman Reigns getting hyped to a Meg Thee Stallion song.
It just doesn't. It's like they cut the video and then it's like they didn't cut it to the song. It's like they didn't know what the song was when they made the video. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I thought I liked it. I guess in the moment I was watching it, I was like, this isn't bad. That's the first time I've re-listened to it. Out of context. Don't love it.
Yeah, I understand why that was the top comment.
I'm not even in the camp of like, it needs to be a rock song and hip hop doesn't have any place. Like, there's a lot of people that are like,
you could definitely do hip hop.
You can absolutely do hip hop. It sounds like, I guess with the logo, which I don't mind the logo, but it sounds like they're very much trying to be like new and hip
like
new
generation kind of Meg Thee Stallion's popular amongst whatever.
Wonder how much they paid for that.
I don't know.
Let's see what people's SmackDown.
Hey, listen, if people are complaining about the logo and the song, if they're picking one to complain about, I'd complain more about the song.
Oh yeah, big time.
If I had to pick one to complain about, I'm picking the song.
Like, it's not a bad song.
No, it just
doesn't
really
match.
No.
Y'all upset over this, crying about it. Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone has an opinion. That's fine,
Weird.
but it's just not my cup of tea.
Damn. All right. Where do we go? Where do we go from here?
All right.
We got a bunch of stuff. Cody defeats Solo on the premiere. I gotta turn the fan on or something. It's getting toasty.
First
Cody
match
and Solo,
of the night.
steel cage. I had a ball. I don't know
Open
about
the
you.
show.
I had a ball.
Great match. Cool match. Some off the cage sequences. Solid. Solid showing for Solo.
The pop that got me when Cody fucking went up to the top and just clashed, like, we're about to go over and fucking Cody looks back. Fucking jumps off the top. Crazy,
love
dude.
it. Yeah.
Love it.
No, I thought this was a solid opening match. I mean, when they announced it was first, it was like kind of surprising. They announced 30 minutes free, commercial free. So I was like, okay, so they're going to do something here. Obviously, Cody Rhodes won the match, kind of like what we expected. I honestly was expecting. So Roman Reigns also returned after the match. I thought he was going to come out and caught Solo.
Bloodline gets in the cage and Cody's trapped in there. Yep.
He's cornered and Roman comes out, makes a save.
Huge pop. I don't think anyone's expecting Roman. Huge pop.
I thought he was going to... it was the season premiere, so I was thinking, that would make sense he was there. I didn't think Cody was going to beat Solo clean. I thought there was going to be some tomfoolery there, but it was a definitive win for Cody. Yeah, like you said, Roman came out after the bloodline was coming over and cleaned house, and that was the opening to the show.
We can jump right to kind of make this full circle. I have it listed for a little later, but I guess it's probably the biggest piece of news coming out. Roman and Cody tagging.
Wasn't expecting that.
Frenemies.
I wasn't expecting that.
We touched upon it very, very, very briefly a few weeks ago, talking about I think it was on the Patreon we were talking about, and we were talking about the likelihood that there still is, which we think there is, of the Bloodlines War Games match.
Right.
And we're like, who's going to be on either team? And The Rock probably isn't going to be. And I brought up, what about, Cody? Good team. Yeah. I kind of just said that, just like an offbeat, didn't think much of it. We kind of brushed it away. But now that we're seeing it, I mean, obviously it's in different context. It's not in the Survivor War Games match.
Right.
I've seen mixed opinions on it. I've seen people really not like it because it's, I get it's a little campy to have they're the bitter rivals and they're teaming together to take on it is very comic booky. I love it. I really like it.
There's many instances in history where you have two rivals, two people that don't like each other teaming up for a match, whatever. I think it's just one of those they're both uniting to take down the biggest obstacle in both of their ways right now. But I also do like it because this kind of, by having Cody team with Roman, you can kind of start planting seeds for Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, I'd imagine, are not going to be happy with Cody because he's teaming with a guy that did all this shit to them, whatever. You're going to have some guys that are like, dude, we've been doing all this stuff to fight the bloodline, and now you're joining the head, the head of the table here. So it's you can kind of play off of that as well, which can lead to whatever in the future. But I think this is I wasn't expecting it too. So it's I think just that aspect of it makes it so much better too. And seeing those two team up, I think it'll be it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, call it a trope, but I think it's a great trope. And it's also they don't
want a team together. You can. They're very reluctant.
Yeah,
they don't want each other's help.
Right. They're basically just we are the two strongest in the company. I guess
we can take them down. Right.
Yeah, they would both rather do it alone, but they see the numbers game. Roman, more than anyone, knows the numbers game, knows that he can't win it. I do also just like the idea of, I think Cody and Roman is going to go down as one of the greatest feuds of all time, or at least in the a more general statement is the Bloodline storyline is going to go down as one of the greatest. Why not do everything? Why not explore every single avenue, take every single turn, really make it all encompassing? And it's also if you want to keep going with Cody and the Bloodline and things like that, we're a long ways from WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much road ahead of us. There's so much story that can be told. You don't have to rush things.
You don't have to rush things, and you can also have stories like this that they team up, and this goes on for a month or two, and then you got a month or two under your belt, and now it's I also understand the fact of well, we gotta, we can't have them cutting promos on each other for 12 months.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a fun match.
It's different. It's a nice little twist into the story. And again, it's the expressions, and when Cody put his hand out for the contract and Roman made the face and reluctantly gave it to him, and then Solo being nah, he don't like you.
He don't like you.
He don't like you. He ain't signing that. I just loved every little detail about it. It's different, but I think it's cool. It doesn't. They don't have to always be. They can still be enemies. You don't have to change that. But like you said, just why not try take different avenues? You have so much time to get to what the eventual payoff is going to be. So why not add these small little things in between?
I guess the one. This isn't even my critique. It's more just to bring it up as a talking point. But it is kind of funny that. I'm not super sold that in order to beat Solo and his guys, you need fucking Goku and Vegeta.
Oh yeah,
it feels a little bit over.
Roman could have done it himself for sure, and even Cody. But
I get I get the numbers game and like 4 versus 1. I get leaning on that, but at the end of the day, it is a little bit like just real fucking overkill,
silly, and it's like not super necessary.
It's like bringing a AK-47 to a fist fight. You know what I mean? Just
but you still need help.
Yeah. It's like bringing 2 AK-47s to 4 fists or whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a ball.
It's at Bad Blood, so that's the other match that got added to the card. I think it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I would imagine.
I don't think it'll main event.
I probably won't main event.
Punk and Drew is 1,000%.
Yeah, because that's the Hell in a Cell.
It has to.
I thought something else got. I wonder if there's only going to be. I hope that's the only Hell in a Cell match on the card. Like, I hope they don't like throw in another one.
There's no need for. I mean, Liv and Rhea, I don't think needs it. You could, but
that would be the only
justify
one.
It, but I don't think they necessarily need it. Damian and Finn.
I wish Damian and Finn had a stipulation.
I would like if it was like a no disqualification, like a street fight match or something.
I could also see them like this isn't their only one. I could see them because they had the tag. Same thing with Liv and Rhea. They had the tag. Now they're having their singles matches. I mean, I don't think we're at the end of their story.
That's not the end there. But yeah, no. If I looked at the card, I mean, maybe Cody Roman that match is like second to last, or maybe opens the show. But no, it's got to be Punk Drew.
You kind of already mentioned this, but like about your, Randy and KO, our team. Randy did return.
Yes, he did.
Team with Kevin Owens.
What's his name? Who came? Was it Ricky?
Oh, whatever. Yeah.
Was his name Ricky or something like that?
I'll look up.
That was a funny little bit of
that was good.
Kevin Owens being like, "This is my partner. Yeah, it's not who I want. He's not the best, but I got him. Whatever."
I cracked up when Kevin was like, "All right, let's kick their ass, Ricky." Yeah, okay. It's not who I was expecting, but
Kevin Owens is so fucking funny.
His comedic timing is just perfect.
Amazing how good of a wrestler he is, and like he can be such a bad guy. But
Ricky
Gibson, man, God bless that.
One half of Midnight Heat, whatever that is.
Love that.
The hottest tag team today, Portland, Oregon. Hell fucking
thank you, Ricky. Hashtag thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah,
and then he stunned him. He was like, "I don't need you anymore." Yeah, no, this was fucking great.
Yeah, nice little bit. Just a funny little thing to do. Yeah, and Randy Orton's back. So Kevin Owens, RKO is back together. RKO is back together.
Especially after Randy won having the great match with Gunther, but ultimately he lost.
Yes.
Randy needs something to do. He's out of the title picture. He lost. I think this is a great spot to put him in. Put him with KO. Do they go for the tag team titles? I would kind of love it.
I mean, if they're still kind of involved with the bloodline, which it seems like they're always involved with the bloodline,
right?
They could go after the belts. I just hope that whatever comes out of this, KO stays away from Austin Theory and Grayson Waller because he's been feuding with them for way too long at this point. It's enough of that.
I think I did. I think this is last week or the week before. I did kind of mention. Maybe we kind of mentioned, I forget. We're like, Kevin Owens needs to turn heel. Kevin Owens needs to turn heel. I think at this point, I fully retract that statement because I love, like, I don't think he could be this funny and tongue in cheek as a heel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel like he can kind of be a mix of both, where it's like he can be not a heel, but like aggressive wrestler, just kind of does what he has to do, but like then he still has that comedy aspect that fans like and everything.
I just think if he goes full heel. And fuck you guys, and I hate everyone. Like, I do think you lose that like silliness.
Sure.
With that comes with like his comedy, but yeah. So I was just on record. Maybe I'll retract that.
Yeah. All right.
No.
Like yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Andrade versus Carmelo goes to 3-2 after Andrade picks up a dubski. This is fun. I'm having a good time. They're going to go to the blow-off.
Yeah.
Probably not at Bad Blood. People are speculating.
They had LA Knight come out after the match, so it made me think of whether or not they were going to give Andrade a U.S. title match. I don't know if that was...
I mean, I'm kind of waiting until these two eventually get involved in that title.
I don't know if they actually made that official or not, because Andrade went up 3-2, or they're going to do the best of... I mean, I think they should do the best of 7.
For sure.
And just kind of go from there. But yeah,
maybe like the winner of the best of 7 gets to challenge LA Knight for the title. That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, man. Every match that they've had has been spectacular.
They have great chemistry.
Their match from this past week was amazing. I'm so happy that was the quote unquote.
Yeah,
it wasn't the main event of SmackDown, but it was like the closing match.
Main event match.
Yeah, it was a main event match. Yeah, these two guys, obviously Carmelo being the younger, newer superstar, Andrade more of the vet. Like they just work so well together, and I hope they have 2 more. I hope they have 2 more matches together because I haven't gotten sick of it yet.
People are comparing this to the best of 7 of Cesaro and Sheamus.
They it doesn't happen often. Like that probably was the last time there's been a best of 7 thing. They should not overkill it, do it more often, but it is awesome seeing 2 guys just going at it all these times, because it can get boring after a match.
Sure.
Too. It's can they keep doing new things? But when you find 2 guys like this that are able to do new things each match and make it somehow better or refreshing compared to the last one, let them keep fighting, bro. Let make it a series.
It almost seems like they stumbled upon this accidentally. I feel like they had Andrade versus Melo, and they're like, that was good. Well, we have a rematch.
They're like, all right, do it again.
Do it again. And they're like, you want to do this? Want to do this 7 times?
Yeah, honestly.
I will state my claim. This isn't all said and done, but I think I did enjoy Cesaro Sheamus a little more.
Sure.
Not to say that, who's better, not to say that, but so far, I don't think it's, I'm mainly just saying because I've seen the comparison, but gun to my head, if I had to choose which one has been better, I would say currently Cesaro Sheamus is a little bit in the lead. Not to say I think Andrade Melo could take that. Who knows? I think if they want, even have the last match, that's the 7th match. Put them in a ladder match or something. Give them something.
Give me an Iron Man match.
Sure, anything.
Yeah, I'm curious. What the payoff will be. Yes, we mentioned LA Knight, US Championship, whatever, but maybe they form a tag team. Maybe
they end up loving each other.
Maybe they do. Yeah, maybe they end up loving each other. Who do you think will end up coming out on top?
Good question.
If it goes 7, which we'll assume that it does.
Good question. Wow.
Because I think I have.
If you know yours, go ahead. I gotta think about it.
I'm leaning towards them giving the nod to Andrade, just because he's, old, like I said, more of the veteran. He returned earlier this year, and really right now is just kind of gaining that momentum. It kind of took a little bit for him to get going. And Carmelo, hey man, they can give him the win and skyrocket him, give him the US title match, whatever, but I think he's still so young.
Yeah,
and even if you lose the best of 7 series, you come out of this looking so much better and more prominent than you did before, where I think that's a win on its own. So I don't know if he necessarily needs this win compared to someone like Andrade. I think it does more to help Andrade than Carmelo at this moment.
Yeah, I definitely, we always talk about give it to the young guy and push the young guy and blah blah. But I think I agree with Andrade. I love Andrade. He's really been one of my favorites for a while, and he just hasn't gotten that real push or that real title shot or
an opportunity,
whatever, And I think it is time he's especially with this, and you say the same thing about Melo, same thing about Andrade. They proved themselves in this best of 7, and this is another product of being under Hunter now.
Yeah,
which these guys kind of get this chance. This does they brought him back. Please make Andrade prominent, because I think he can be one of the biggest stars in the company.
Dude, when he was,
you just gotta give him that.
Back in the black and gold NXT days, when he was fighting for the world championship, he arguably has a handful of the best matches in NXT history. His match with Johnny Gargano is critically acclaimed to be the best match in NXT history. He can be that guy if you need him to be. And I think that years ago they had him. It obviously was under a different regime. Things were different. Now he's back under Hunter, and I think it's different now. I do wish that they gave him, because when him and Zelina were together, it was perfect.
I love that
I would
duo.
love not necessarily a mouthpiece, but just a manager next to him. It doesn't have, obviously Zelina's with LWO doing her thing there, but I did enjoy it when him and Zelina were together. I would like to see something happen. They may be reuniting, or he gets someone else, but
I feel remind me, didn't they have a little bit of a reuniting thing?
I think when he was feuding with LWO or their thing, they had some on-screen stuff, but it was never nothing ever came of it, obviously.
Oh, so. Yeah. I think from what I remember, I think it was just like a
backstage.
It was like pretty much right when he returned. And they just kind of like hugged in the middle of the ring or something. Yeah. And it was like a good to see you. And like that was kind of it. But I would love that. Put them in a mixed tag. Have there ever been a mixed tag match together?
I would imagine. That'd be fucking sick. Imagine years ago.
Run it back. Yeah, maybe in that. God, they should bring. Remember that the mixed tag challenge or whatever the fuck that was. That was fun. They should bring that.
That was
back.
A fun time. Just a cool little side tournament to do.
You know what? I think that's what they need. We were kind of talking off pod about like wrestling doesn't have an off and on season, but there's definitely lulls.
Sure.
And we are still. It's months away at this point, but I'd say we're still dimly in the post WrestleMania come down, I think we're getting farther away, but I think like we need something. Give us the cruiserweight tournament from years ago,
like a World Cup tournament.
That's what I mean. Like a World Cup, a cruiserweight thing, like brings people from other companies. A women's tournament. I think.
Like they did like the King of the Ring months ago. Like that's cool. Something like that to do.
Yeah, but I want something a little like how the tournaments we're talking about were they're removed in the sense of like it wasn't just in like you get guys from like other companies. They had like the women's classic years ago. You know what I mean?
Tournament, yeah, you had female wrestlers from all over the world and stuff like that. Yeah, that might. I mean, like for time periods like this where it's like. Post SummerSlam, like SummerSlam is considered one of their biggest pay-per-views. Like you're like a month or two removed from that. You're a few months removed from SummerSlam or from Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. So it's like kind of putting something in the middle there might be.
Sounds like a nice little showcase.
Yeah,
I mean we do have Speed.
Of course.
Other than Speed.
Live on X every Wednesday. Speed. Andrade is the Speed. He could be a double champ.
He is the Speed champion.
Could be a double champ soon.
He is. I also want. Selfishly, I also want a triple threat: LA Knight, Andrade, Carmelo.
They could do that. Maybe
kind of what I thought.
Maybe the seventh match goes to like a draw or something like that. If they did like the Iron Man match and like neither one could get a pin or something like that.
I think that would if that. But imagine
that would be an anticlimactic ending. Yeah,
months, and they're just like, well, draw. Like I would love a triple threat that come out of it, but. All right, let's go.
All right.
Let's go on to we talk about Roman Cody. We can go to. CM Punk's promo on Raw.
Intense promo.
Intense. You're going to have to kill me is basically what he was saying. What I loved about it is I love the self-awareness about it. I loved how he was like, I'll be honest, at this point in my career, I can't really afford a Hell in a Cell match. Like that might not be too good on the old body.
He is in his 40s.
And he basically said, if this match ends up costing me the rest of my career or ends up being the match that is the end of my career, it'll be worth it because I can beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
This was great.
He was just like, people are wondering how many more matches I have in me. It's more than you think.
More than you think.
He was like, I can't. He was like, I don't like making promises I can't keep or something like that. About like, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna promise it. He goes, but what I can promise, I'm gonna make you bleed, and you're gonna have to kill me.
You're gonna have to kill me.
That was fire. Yeah, man. I mean, this match really is like. Again, like we talk about what's main eventing, like this match has to main event. It's the third and for now probably final match between what has been the biggest feud of the year in WWE. So. It's like there's gonna be blood. It's gonna be a hard hitting match. And I love the way that they're hyping it up and they're building it up, where it's like you can feel the hatred and stuff. You can feel how badly like CM Punk. I'm sure Drew McIntyre will be on Raw this upcoming week and give a promo or whatever. But CM Punk is like he's ready to die. He's ready to die in that ring.
Do they? Do you think they go up top in the cell? Think they go up top?
Hey,
I want to see people go. I don't want anything crazy. I don't think nothing crazy needs to happen.
If either men can afford. I think CM Punk's too old. And I think Drew McIntyre's too big to actually fall off of the cell. Like I
don't think anyone's falling off the cell.
Just go on top.
I think they're gonna go up top and fight, and then maybe they'll do. I don't think they'll do.
They'll
like,
find a way down or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe like
they'll
Drew will like come down and like crawl down to get away from him or something like that.
Yeah, but I would love to see just like that high angle shot.
Nothing gives me more anxiety than seeing two guys on top of a Hell in a Cell.
They do like the whoa. They like teeter on it.
I remember when it was CM Punk and Paul Heyman. I think when Punk was feuding with Brock or whatever it was, I forget what the feud was, but they were like on top of the Hell in a Cell, and I think he did a GTS to Paul Heyman on top of the cell, just like seeing like them standing, I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna break, that shit.
I mean, even just it's obviously not this way, but just by being trained for the SmackDown versus Raw games, you're like, if they take one more hit in the middle, that's breaking.
You got two moves on there, and that's it. And then someone's falling.
And on the second one, it's going through. There's already a dent. I can see a dent.
Yeah, listen, I think they're going to go all out with this match.
It's going to be crazy.
I really do. This could be a match of the year candidate. Mm-hmm. I mean, the last big Hell in a Cell match they had was Cody and Rollins, and that was, and for 2022, arguably the best match of that year. So I have high expectations, but I think they're going to deliver.
Yeah, I think I'm expecting this one to be the best of their streak so far.
I was actually expecting Drew McIntyre to show up on NXT this past week because CM Punk was on the show.
Oh yeah, do a little I
thought they were gonna do a little thing there, but
speaking of that, let's touch on that. Nice little Punk segue.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We can touch on more NXT later, but specifically the Punk stuff. First of all, made his presence known between Roxanne and Julia.
Yes, he did.
Had a cool little back and forth with Roxanne. She was like, you used to be my favorite, and this, that, and the other. I should have been a Drew McIntyre fan.
It's funny hearing that because, like, in real life, like how important Punk is there. So, like, hearing that was kind of funny.
Like her saying that, you could almost see, like, as they're both like scowling at each other, you can almost see them both like laughing and smiling inside, you know what I mean? Like
she's like saying them, just like wink, wink.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't mean it.
I'm sure backstage they kind of went like, "Oh, you killed it." Punk said, I used to have a chip on my shoulder about the size of you, and the chip on my shoulder, and giving her the flowers, even though she dissed him. Gave her the flowers of like, that chip on my shoulder is why I became the best, and you seem like the best. He was like. In a really, really, I think this was. I mean, he's one of the best talkers to ever exist.
Yeah.
So in the same breath of giving Roxanne her flowers, also gave note and flowers to Io Sky and Bianca.
Yeah.
In their match, saying, on Raw we had Io Sky and Bianca tear it down.
Phenomenal match
and great match. We'll talk about it in coming up. But was like, I could see you standing toe to toe with them, and like. Yeah. And then I think made the mention of like, but it sucks that Julia's gonna kick your ass or whatever. Julia comes out. Yeah. She said, so I think she just said like, I don't know, I'm gonna beat you or whatever she said. And then Julia walks away. Roxanne goes to hit her. Punk kind of grabs Roxanne.
Yeah.
This was cool. A nice little like extra. Mega star power added into just like add into the story,
a little juice added
this was cool.
It. And then later on in the night, Punk came out again. I forget how it happened. I don't know if like for the Roxanne Julia thing, Punk came out first because he had to make an announcement, and then Roxanne came out after. I forget how that went about because he came out later. And he was announced.
He came out first, and he chatted a little bit, usual Punk stuff, and
because later in the night he was announced as a special guest referee for Ethan Page and Trick Williams because he said, "I was going to say this earlier, blah 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 blah." I think that's what he was like. The announcement was supposed to be made earlier in the night, but Roxanne came out and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I mean like it's. People have their opinions on having like the big name stars on like NXT. Like remember months ago when they had the Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, Cena on that one show because it was like up against AEW, whatever. People have like will be like it's supposed to be like the third brand development, blah 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 blah. So why are you having these guys here? I think it's like obviously they're going to be on the CW in a few weeks, so they're really trying to like get eyes on there in that case. But it is nice too, like you said, like Punk just injecting a little bit more into that feud. Like he's not wrestling. Like
this is how I prefer it. Like I would rather him not wrestle, but like show up as the veteran, and you're he's the teacher, but you're
the what do you call it? The mediators or something like that maybe too, or whatever. Just like the middleman. And that being said, Randy Orton is having a match on NXT.
To that point though, because Punk is also being the special guest referee because the NXT pay-per-view is in Chicago. I believe.
Correct. Or that the one of the NXT shows is in Chicago. I don't know if it's a pay-per-view. I think it's like their premiere episode.
Oh, okay.
Because there's one NXT has a show in Chicago and St. Louis. That's the show that Randy will be on. And I actually think Bianca and Jade are going to be on the Chicago show as well. Yes, I think they announced that.
All right, so when is this match happening? CM Punk. Because that's what I just got to make sure. In Chicago. Okay.
In Chicago, okay.
So, point being, in a real roundabout way, Punk's special guest referee in Chicago. Like you said, Randy Orton is gonna face Javon Evans, which is gonna be sick. He's gonna do a flippy thing into an RKO.
They're right as of this moment. They are putting together and planning what could be the best RKO of all time.
They're currently how high can you jump?
I can go pretty high.
How many flips can you do? And then
it's gonna be nuts.
But I kind of what I was saying. Like this is kind of how I like it. Is like it's not just like putting them on the show or having a match. There's reasons to it.
It's strategic.
Where Punk came in as the veteran to kind of like one, like you said, mediate the young guys and also like be the veteran to Julia and Roxanne. But then also Chicago, and this is like where
help sell tickets, business side of things too.
It's good fan service. Like I think people talk about fan service. It's good fan service. You're in Chicago, you want to see Punk,
and like by putting Punk in this match, like you're putting more eyes on Trick and Ethan Page, people that might not be familiar with them or NXT, be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this because of Punk, and then they see these two, like, oh shit, and then boom, you got a new NXT fan right there.
Then you have the same thing with Randy. Again, you have the fan service for St. Louis, and I feel Chicago always gets the shows. They always get the Punk and whatever. Yeah. St. Louis, I feel like St. Louis doesn't get the talk.
Yeah.
So you give him the hometown boy, and then plus, like you said, same thing with Javon Evans gets that elevation from Randy Orton.
So many people are going to be, seeing a Javon Evans match for the first time ever. And, they could instantly become fans. Yeah, I mean, it's different when it's forced. Like that one episode I mentioned, like Cena, Cody, and Taker. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too much.
It ended up being overhyped.
Overhyped.
Like I kind of after watching that show, it's kind of like. Yeah, I guess that's what I
expected. They did have the highest rated show, so I mean, they accomplished what they wanted to do.
That's
but
right.
Instances like this, it makes sense and it's just more natural.
All right. Where are we? Let's go over
some more Raw.
Yeah. We can go Pete. What do we want to do? I want to talk about Kofi and Woods.
Okay.
I want to talk about that. We have other
still
stuff.
Some trouble in paradise there.
Nice.
Yeah, see what I did there?
Go on. Nice.
SOS. I hear them show done.
It's happening. I'm having fun.
Breakup's happening, though. It's either, okay. I think it's either going to be a breakup or Big E's coming back. The way that they are talking about him, not saying return, like I'm not saying he's going to become an active wrestler, but I can see him just being on TV,
at least
maybe being the manager, maybe just being the mediator, the middleman that kind of keeps them together.
So to your point with E, a real quick recap. Backstage, Kofi's like, oh, like I got help, and Woods is like, oh, we didn't need the help, and blah blah. And Kofi kind of mentions like, well, without E, and then Woods is like, well, like, what? Am I not good enough? Like, yeah, I miss E. Yeah, he definitely helps, but it's like
we can't do it without him.
Yeah, what do you mean? You think I mean,
that was a pretty fucked up comment by Kofi. I would have been upset too. I would have been upset too.
I think it was played really well, where it was just like an offhand, casual call. He didn't mean anything by it, but it is like
he didn't mean it as a backhand.
Yeah, but it's like it plays on the insecurity of Woods, where he's just like, well, what the fuck? I've never gotten my shot. You go into the match, fun match, but
come up short.
Woods has the pin.
Yes, that's what it was.
Kofi is fighting outside. The ref's distracted.
Also, people are pointing this out on Twitter, and I agree with it. The ref was outside of the ring trying to separate a brawl. Like, when does that ever happen? Because it was like, instead of being in the ring, he was like trying to separate them on the outside.
I thought he was inside the ring, like leaning through the ropes.
I think he was like, well, whether he was outside or inside, he was focused on the brawl, where it's like,
because Woods and whoever he was pinning, I forget who he was pinning, were the legal men.
Yeah. So it's like, why are you focused on that? So people are like, that doesn't usually happen. But like it plays into why Woods didn't get the pin, whatever. So whatever. But I did notice people were nitpicky about that.
I think it was pinning Finn Balor because Finn Balor ended up hitting the coup de grace on him.
Yes.
I mean, it was obviously either Finn or JD, but I forget which one. But anyway, so then Woods had the pin. Ref was distracted, couldn't get it. Woods is pissed. Ends up, that leads into the coup de grace and them taking advantage of Woods. And at the end, Woods is like,
every time,
man. He goes, something needs to change, man. Something needs to change. I'm sick of this. And it's true. He is the only one who hasn't gotten his singles opportunity. Probably not going to get a world title opportunity, but hasn't even gotten a mid-card opportunity. Yeah. So, he won the King of the Ring. That's great.
That's it. And he didn't really do anything with the King of the Ring.
Right, that was before King of the Ring.
He lost
was
his
promised
crown to fucking Roman Reigns. He took it from him.
Right.
Yeah,
I like this a lot. This is great.
Yeah, I like it because I'm not too sure what they're gonna do here.
It's subtle. It's step by step.
And it's like they had to. Take a little bit of a detour here because they had another thing going on. Obviously, stuff happened.
Right.
And now they're back to just these two. So they really just good segue for them and keep it going and making it work.
And who knows? This could be, like you said, this could lead into Big E coming back in one way or another. I do really like though how we're getting the spotlight on Woods.
Yes,
which I think
he's the center of attention here.
Yeah, and I think he's deserved for a long time. I think he's consistently one of the most underrated wrestlers, in ring, on the mic, character, whatever.
Dude, we probably have. I'm sure we have talked about this before, but just Xavier Woods to me is the perfect, one of the most perfect company guys you can have. Sending someone out for a talk show, representing whether it's a charity event, talk show, anything, an appearance anywhere. Xavier,
he does all the game,
the video games. He has his own audience. He has his own following. I feel like he would be such a great guy to put a belt on and go out and showcase that places and be a company man. So whether it's, I can see three things happening. One, Big E comes back. Two, Xavier Woods turns on Kofi, does his own thing. Or three, he somehow convinces Kofi and they both become heels or something like that.
That'd be fun.
Maybe that could be something. That probably is my least likely thing to happen there. But again, Xavier Woods is the center of attention. I hope this just is a good needed push for him, much deserved push for him, and we'll just see how it plays out.
That's my only worry with Big E coming back, is because I want the attention to stay on Woods.
It would go towards Big E if he came back.
And I would want, I would rather... Of course, I want E back in any way we can get him. But I would also love to see, Woods see this through and this come out the other side of Woods. Woods ends up beating down Kofi and Woods I'm getting my shot. He gets a... whatever title shot,
you know what would be crazy? Obviously, this is all considering whether he's even allowed to in the first place.
Sure.
But let's say they have Big E comes out, whatever, and then Xavier Woods whatever, then attacks both of them and lays them both out. Again, obviously Big E, very serious injury. Don't know if he could take any sort of bump whatsoever.
No idea.
Obviously it's dependent on that. But if he was allowed,
the heat Woods would get if he goes after E and E takes a bump, the heat he would get.
Just the smallest thing, even just hitting him with
just a little shoulder check or such stuff.
Anything. Because he's if I take a bump, I could be paralyzed, blah, 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 and then
play it up. Yeah. Again, all contingent on 100%. Real life things and whatever.
If that was possible of happening, dude, I think that would be my preferred direction for it. That would be crazy.
We got a few things. What do you want to go to? We got.
What do we got?
We got Pete Dunne, Sheamus. We got. Let's talk about. Let's go to Jey Uso's promo.
Okay,
good promo.
Didn't say yeet. Didn't have to.
Didn't say yeet. Mm-hmm. This is the fiery mid and leaving the bloodline Jey Uso.
This is what we're looking for.
Put him on the map as a solo competitor.
The yeet and the, not saying he's a comedy, he has comedy aspects, but all that was put to the side here. This is a serious one-on-one, I fucking want that title. I want to beat you type of promo.
I don't see anyone but Braun Breaker winning.
Yes, 100%.
We talk about this all the time where it's they've done a great job at making it believable, and he is a worthy match. Braun made mention of, I didn't need my dad. I didn't need the name like you did. But my favorite line was Jey Uso saying, I'm going to dog walk your ass. Dissed his short. He said, I'm gonna beat you quicker than your NFL career or some shit. I didn't even know Braun Breaker was in the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you play for?
I don't know if he ever made like an active roster. He probably was on a practice squad. Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, let's take guesses. I'll say
I don't even know where he's from.
Me neither. I'm gonna say the Raiders.
Okay.
I don't know. It just seems like a team he could be on.
Give me the Ravens.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, let's see. He was a former professional football player. Let's find out. He is from Georgia.
Okay.
Woodstock, Georgia.
Okay. Falcons.
Falcons could be. And earlier football career. Here we go. Wow. He was in 2020. He was signed by the Baltimore Ravens.
Whoa!
As an undrafted free agent fullback. Got released.
And then he went to the Raiders.
And then he went to the Raiders and then got released.
Damn, that was a guess and a half.
June, July. Yeah, so it was there for 4 months.
That's crazy. Was it an injury? Is that why?
Nah, probably.
That just didn't work out.
No, freshman he played. So he played at Kenshaw State University.
Okay.
Played football. The freshman he played special teams and defense. 2017 moved as a running back.
Whoa,
makes sense, I guess.
So he was a running back in Baltimore, or like
he was signed as a fullback. So fullback is like it's like a running back, but it's like they're much bigger and stronger, and like those are the guys that like you're on 4th and 1 or something like on the goal line. You could throw them in and just.
God, how did he not work out?
He has a 4.5. I mean, he is 5. I mean, 5'10" is still like they're a running back that are that tall, but he's got the speed. That's what I'm saying. 4.5 40-yard dash for a fucking how tall is he? For a 6-foot guy isn't bad. He's 250. He's a big boy.
Wow.
But yeah, so there's a little backstory of Bron Breakker's football career. But yeah, no, this promo is awesome. I also want like Jey Uso. Great promo. I think he was the star here. But when Bron Breakker is given time, like whether it's backstage interviews or like on the mic in the ring, he delivers.
He's very
every
solid.
Single time.
Very solid.
And it's one of those things that you can, it's an obvious tell that he's improving every week.
Yeah.
Like not only like in the ring, I think his character is like physical, dominant, intimidating. And now he's got, good mic skills. He can go on the mic. I think they are delivering with Bron Breakker. They are killing it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much else to say about. It was just a great promo. We have what, one more week?
Is it next? I think it's next week, or is it the week after?
Let's look it up.
When did they announce it? I forget.
I already have it. I already have the wiki up. October 5th.
Oh, I don't think it's on Bat. I think it's on Raw.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't know if it's next.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. That would have been a nice bad blood match, but they're already at the 5-match limit.
Yeah, so. 5. No more than 5. No more than 5.
That's
Ben Simmons.
That's a fake one.
What am I looking up? Oh, Braun. Bron Breakker, Jey Uso. It's probably not going to come up. I'm looking for like the match card.
Next week we need Jey. Well, that was a good spear, honestly. Oh yeah, it's also spear versus spear. I guess. Yeah.
So probably not this coming Raw, but the Raw after maybe is what it's. Oh, here we go.
Next week.
Oh, it is next week.
Okay. There we go. Main event of Monday Night Raw right
Fun.
there.
There we go. Awesome.
When it goes to 2 hours, the first one of October. It's on October, right?
Sometime in October. Yeah, sometime in October.
I think it's one of the first episodes of October.
Weird. We have a few more things before we get out of here. Let's go.
Some of this can be saved for Patreon too. We got.
Oh, for sure. Let's go to let's jump over to AEW for a little bit.
Okay.
Jon Moxley's new team,
bro,
beats down Private Party.
They didn't just beat down Private Party. He fucking took the hammer on him. That was intense.
Yeah, his hand right.
My god. Yeah. It was Was it Isaiah? Who was it that he?
I'm not sure. I know it's hand. I know it was.
I forget which one it was.
But I am really. I mean, right now we're in the midst of the chaos. So like, we got some of the direction last week. Like we got the Darby Allin involvement this week too, where Darby went after John. So we're still kind of building, toward like Moxley Danielson. Like Danielson has to face Nigel McGuinness later. Potentially next week,
right? Yeah.
It's like pending Brian's like clearance or like whatever.
They put together the promo packages and everything of Nigel like talking about it, which was sick. The match is going to be happening, but they have Wrestle Dream, and that's when Mox and
Darby is
are
happening.
fighting. Correct? Do you see that? Jeff Hardy's face paint. That's pretty cool.
No, this is cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
in tribute
opened
to
up.
The Fiend.
Jeff Hardy paid tribute to The Fiend Bray Wyatt during a recent TNA taping. That's sick,
Yeah,
dude.
that is cool.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, very cool tribute.
Cool shirt, too.
Oh,
Hardy
nice.
shirt.
Is that their
Must be their new
is that their
TNA shirt. I don't know.
I kind of like that.
The Queen of Villains is now streaming on Netflix. What is this? Oh, I've heard about this. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I've heard about it.
I don't think I've heard of it.
I think it's Japanese wrestling
Okay.
is what it is, and like a legend. It's about a legend over there. I don't know.
Oh.
Ken Shamrock signed a Legends contract with
They're
WWE.
signing everyone, bro.
What the fuck?
They signed Melina, Victoria, Ken Shamrock.
What are they gonna do with?
They're just like getting them. It's like I think they call them technically nostalgia contracts or something like that, or nostalgia to legend.
There's all kinds of stuff that's coming out. What is this? WWE. I know we were just talking about Moxley and stuff, but WWE has filed a trademark for Harlem Lewis.
Who's
that gonna be? I don't know. They're gonna name it someone, and then Julia. And yeah, okay. But yeah, sorry. Back to AEW. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what this team like. Is this gonna be? I'm curious where Yuta's gonna go, where his heart
They
lies.
have a match next week.
I'm curious. Yeah, it's Yuta. Is Yuta versus Mox?
No, it's
Who's
the
it? Yuta-
they're
what's
defending the trios belts next week, and it was supposed to be against
Oh, that's because they
yes,
got it.
but Wheeler Yuta obviously wasn't there, so they were like, show up next week. Blah, blah, blah. Like I'm not Cesaro or not Claudio was like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
type of thing. And then Moxie was like, what did we teach you? It's
I
very
forgot.
every Mox promo now has just been very eerie and very just like intense.
That's what I mean. We're kind of in the fog and in the chaos a little bit, but like they don't have a name. All we get is Claudio and Moxley both wear tight white t-shirts. You know.
Yeah. The only thing about this whole thing that I'm still kind of like, I wouldn't say upset, but just like doesn't make sense is that I am happy that Danielson and Nigel are having their match. I think it'll be amazing, but I really wish they like kind of played more into this. Like Moxley tried to kill Danielson and like he was supposed to have a match and that all got changed, but now he's not going to be there because Moxley's like, I killed him, but yet he is going to still have a match. Like
it is like they're just trying to shove. They're like three things are happening at once.
They're just trying to give us the match and like fit it in, which like I think they still could have had the match, but like right now, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like Danielson, and we don't know how long he's going to have the title. I don't see him losing it soon. So I think you could have time to like do one at a time. If you're going to have Darby and Moxley do their thing, maybe do their thing, have a real big build up for the Nigel McGuinness thing, have an even bigger build up, which is kind of what's happening for Danielson Moxley. But yeah, I agree with you. It is like too much happening at once, and it feels like I get in one sense that it's like Danielson now has a ticking time for retirement. So get in all the dream matches you can, but I don't know if you need to shove them as quick as you need.
Yeah,
you know what
because what'll happen is Nigel will be out there, Danielson will come out like he's good, and then he'll win, and then at the end he'll like probably call out Mox and like get that going. But yeah, no, I do think it's just a lot is happening. It was just kind of confusing with he was supposed to have the match with Darby, and now Darby has a match with Mox, but Danielson's still having it. They just made it a little confusing, but
yeah,
again, I'm not complaining about the match with Nigel. I think it'll be great. Mox and Darby will be great. Like I'm sure it'll be a payoff. It'll all make sense. But I
am just strapped in for
I'm
Mox
locked in.
Danielson.
Yeah,
Mox Danielson
it's
is gonna
happening.
be fucking crazy.
It's gonna be intense. That's gonna be a bloody mess for sure.
This is what you use though. What kind of man did we teach you to be, Yuta? I love that Yuta is just like the child of divorce in this.
It's like they're so intense with the white shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just so simple. But
I love it. I fucking love it. I don't even think they need a name. Honestly, don't even give them a name.
Fuck them.
You know,
don't need a name.
All right. I think that is the show.
Save the rest for Patreon.
Yeah, we have. Probably we could talk about some more NXT, but we have Pete Dunne and Sheamus. We got Braun Strowman and this. I'll say this. I was typing this up last night. I retyped Braun Strowman 4 times because that was Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. There's too many Brauns. Too many Brauns. What else we got? Sami Zayn's promo. We got Io and Bianca. We got the ending of Raw with the whole. I mean, there's not even much to talk about there, but
and movies.
And we're probably going to chat about movies for the first most of it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the main feed again. if it hasn't been obvious plug-wise, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. You get another bonus episode. We're going to go over there and continue chatting, continue recording. But thank you for being here. Leave your comments. Leave your suggestions. Let us know. Let us know what you want from the pod, I guess. I don't know.
We appreciate you guys.
Of course.
As always.
And we'll get out of here. We'll see you over on the Patreon. We'll see you all week. Goodbye.
Peace. The Killer's Game. That was the first movie I saw. Okay. I really didn't expect it to be a groundbreaking movie.
I gotta calculate how much I was doing. So how much the
bar
bar weigh?
Is about 45.
Okay. All right. So I was benching like 45 pounds. I've said that joke to 2 people, and it's landed pretty flat both times.
It's going to be Bayley. I think they're going to give Bayley a rematch, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
I would love to see Naomi in it too.